The human armed forces did not fight the way the rest of the galaxy fights. We fight by dropping in large amounts of troops, slogging it out with enemy troops. The humans do this, but prefer to do another tactic. The humans would drop down small amounts of marines and would support them. Now, fire support isn't new to us. On planets without a thick atmosphere, or a moon, our ships can use their plasma cannons to rain fire down to support the army. Humans don't do this. They use fighter craft, kinetic artillery on the ground, and their kinetic guns. The humans also have soldiers, or marines, who can directly call in support, not in the digression of the crew of a ship in orbit. It's an impressive and stressful system, as I observed during the battle for Akka 7. The Quelog site never wanted to give up Akka 7. It had all that was required to fuel their reactors, and thus their economy. My first taste of human close combat support was at a tank battle around some random town that probably had a name. We called it H2743. There's not much left of it now. Quelog site tanks are posted up inside the town, with infantry all inside it. H2743 needed to be cleared, and thus the 2nd Mechanized Battalion, 5th Marine Division was assigned. As we approached, a small drone was launched, and we stayed on top of a small hill. We identified the 734th Home Guard Armored Regiment, and to my surprise, one of the Marines got on the radio. Within several standard galactic minutes, 2 fighters almost crashed into us with how low they were flying. These craft had 2 engines on the back, just in front of the twin tail. The 2 wings were straight in the shape of a cross, a surprisingly common religious symbol. The fighters proved to be anything but religious. Missiles flew off the wings, destroying 2 tanks, and causing several soldiers to run from the buildings they were hiding in. Our tanks opened up after, as we loaded onto our armored vehicles to start pushing our infantry in. What happened as we started pushing horrified me. Kinetic rockets flew down on a ballistic path, turning into little clusters. These clusters shattered the roofs of buildings and enemy tanks alike, causing fires and explosions. The 2 crossfighters came back, their guns making a horrible roaring. Our infantry moved in under the cover of those 2 fighters, and more kinetic rounds from different artillery. It has been the loudest combat I have ever experienced, with the Marines calling in 7 strikes from the 2 fighters, 1 strike from the rockets, and 8 strikes from kinetic artillery. We have some intelligence reports about how the Quelog sites think of these human assets. The fighters I mentioned, the AS-10G Warthog, had the largest reputation, being known as the Devil's Cross. These Warthogs have decimated Quelog site armored convoys, scaring them more than even the guns of battleships in orbit. The human Marines also use rocket artillery, a very accurate system dropping accurate rockets from 200 units, human miles away. This is how humans fight. They call in all manner of fires from the ground, the atmosphere, and from orbit. The battle for Akka 7 ended soon after I left, 2 standard months for a major planet. It's record-breaking. At least, by my experience.